What it do, bruh? Talk of the town, Nintendo, Doc Trey still holding it down, still make the best games, and you know this, bro. It's the truth. If you don't like it, you can have that seatbelt.
Alright, so if you follow me on Twitter, you know that I'm a pretty big wrestling fan, and so are a lot of my followers on Twitter. We always talk about the wrestling pay-per-views as they're happening and right before they're going to happen and so, things like that. Well, with all the live events around the world being canceled, we pretty much knew that this was going to happen. Seemed like the WWE was putting off this announcement for a while, and they finally announced just now that the live Wrestlemania event with the audience will be canceled. People pretty much assumed this was going to be the case, whether they canceled it themselves or the state they were holding in made them cancel it. So we pretty much saw this coming. But what we didn't see coming is that they still plan on having WrestleMania 36, but without an audience and live from the Performance Center. Pretty much making this the first WrestleMania Direct. And yes, I'm coining that. The first WrestleMania Direct. Now, some people say, well, something's better than nothing. But in this case, I think it would have been best just to delay the thing. Now, the problem with this is that story-wise, I guess they kind of had to go this route, because if the more they delay WrestleMania, the more they actually delay the progress in the storylines of for their wrestlers. But at the same time, maybe they could have just simply not had the show right now, and or Raw or SmackDown, and let the wrestlers actually be with their families for a little bit during these tough times. That's also an option. But with this being a non-audience live from the Performance Center WrestleMania, that automatically puts the hype down very low. Because part of the big thing about WrestleMania is the big arena and the amount of the crowd reactions and the pyro and the all of that stuff, the glitz and the glamour. That's what makes WrestleMania. That's pretty much what separates it from the rest of the events. But this time it's not going to be there. This time you're going to have super short entrances because the Performance Center is tiny. You're not going to have an audience because they can't have one. And if you stack all the seats with wrestlers, it's going to look fake. But here's the thing, though, about doing this Nintendo Direct style WrestleMania. If there's no audience, how do you even know if it's really live? They could be recording parts of WrestleMania right now, and you wouldn't know the difference. Do you think Nintendo Directs are actually live? No, they're not. They're pre-recorded. So who's to say if this WrestleMania Direct is even live? Niggas could have been recording this for the last couple weeks. I mean, the last week or so. They could be recording WrestleMania matches, live WrestleMania matches right now. Because see, the problem with, if it is live, let's say it actually is live. And if you guys saw that episode of SmackDown, you see it was kind of surreal because there wasn't an audience. Then you're hearing the moves more. You're hearing the wrestlers dialogue more. You hear everything that's going on. in a live stream of a WrestleMania match with no audience, if it's actually live, you're going to hear everything. Like, this might be the first time you hear a wrestler fart. Like, because there's not going to be anybody there. You will hear everything. So I'm kind of curious if this is even really going to be live now. But I still think that the best option for them would have been to just simply delay this. But I guess story-wise, I guess they couldn't. But like I said, another option they could have had, they could have just postponed the shows, period. And in the meantime, they could have been coming up with these really, really good storylines for when things do get back to normal. They have some really top-notch storylines for everyone. They're actually good. But that's just a suggestion. Let me know what you guys think in the comments.